now.
Yeah, definitely makes a difference. Right then, so we're going to mute up and we're going to play the music.
Okay.
Rocket Man there from Elton John. Before that, we had a bit of Donna Summer with some hot stuff. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sunday Gaming Show here on Pure West Radio. The time just crossing 17 minutes past 2. I'm joined right now with Mark Brooks. Mark, welcome to the show.
Hello there, Stewart. Hello.
So, today is the 19th of November. It's International Men's Day. Now, many people will be thinking, what's so important about this particular day? Why should men have their own day? What is so significant about this? So, just to get into this, you've been active in this. You just mentioned for 40 years when it comes to doing helps this. So, what exactly is this, and what exactly do you do that makes this such an important day for you, me, and all the men around the planet?
Well, the key thing is that what it does do is it allows everybody to have a real focus on some of the challenges that men and boys face. Also raises the profile of the brilliant charities that are out there that support men and boys. I was looking at Pembrokeshire. Men's Sheds is a great example of that. And also just for us to have a kind of positive conversation about the good things that men and boys do for their friends and their family and their work colleagues, schoolmates, and of course wider society, because there are issues that men and boys face, and sometimes they can just get lost, and this allows us to have a focus. I mean, my last point, of course, you can't expect guys to stick to the rules, of course. So even though today's International Men's Day, there's been a whole host of events last week and a whole host of events this week as well. So we've stretched it to a fortnight.
It's funny, you mentioned about Men's Sheds. I actually came across them just by chance, actually. Saw there's a new sign here in Half West and it said Men's Sheds. I looked it up online. I was like, wow, this is really good. Because we also have the Get the Boys a Lift charity, which started about the same time as we did, actually, as the studio. And they've got a brand new place just being put together right now in Half West, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it's such a big thing because when it comes to the impact for us as men in society, a lot of us think, we can't show any form of weakness in any way, shape, or form. It is seen to be very much taboo in any way. You can't show your emotions, can't show feelings, which could be a very toxic thing, which is what refers to as toxic masculinity. So with this being International Men's Day, is this a focus on that to say it's okay to talk about your problems, it's okay to seek help for all these kind of things?
Oh, absolutely. That is a real focus, and I think there's two parts to that. I mean, that signposting men to charities and others that actually will provide them that support. Because one of the things always was, well, if only men talk, well, the issue is who to and who is going to listen. The other point is on the flip side, because one of the reasons that many men don't talk is that they fear what the consequences are and whether they'll be taken seriously or laughed at. So one of the points of the campaign is actually for everybody to actually make sure that if a man has a problem, they help them and take them seriously. So, you put all the responsibility on the shoulders of men who are struggling. Well, that's not really helpful. So, we all have to gather round and support any man who needs support. The other point, of course, is though International Men's Day is about men and boys, it's about women and girls too, because if men and boys are doing well, that means women and girls are doing well as well. And so many of the great messages you'll see on social media and elsewhere are actually about women and girls saying how fab their brother or son or partner or work colleague or friend or whoever actually are. So, it's International Men's Day, but women and girls are very much part of this.
Absolutely, it's very to think. Society is not split between the sides of men and women and all the rest. We are integrated families, we're integrated friendship groups, so that is definitely a big part of it. And then when it comes to this being International Men's Day, when it comes to men's-centric events, things like when people go to football matches or people go to the pub or people go to what's usually seen as being masculine events, is this a big focus for International Men's Day to push out and say it's okay to speak at these events with people who are there? Because one advert I remember seeing for this event actually that came up a few days ago from Norwich City Football Club, where it shows two chaps sitting next to each other, where you have one who's very successful, he's not speaking much at all, and then the one next to him is constantly asking him how he's doing and all the rest, and then it cuts to a very somber moment where the one who is very sad throughout the advert is the one who puts the scarf on the seat for the guy who is very exuberant. And it was a brilliant signpost to say, it's not anyone you expect. It's something that it affects all of us. It's not just the ones who you think are going to be very, very sad, very quiet, who don't want to talk. It can be the most exuberant person who really does need that help.
Oh, absolutely. And that particular video has received worldwide acclaim, actually. I mean, you will not see a more powerful video than that. But also lots of football clubs and sports clubs have got involved. I think it's the nearest to you. I did look on the map, but Swansea FC, for example, have put out social media messages today encouraging their male fans to actually get help from a range of organisations. So football clubs have gone involved, governments have got involved, companies have got involved, and local charity groups and everyone. So I think the International Men's Day this year, and it's the 14th year I've been involved, so I've been in this for a long haul. But I think that this year is by far the very, very best ever. We're the top of the social media trending charts, which is something which is great. And so what we're seeing is everybody really getting on board with this, which is great news.
So in terms of that, then, if people want to get on board with this, they want to help raise funds for this, or they want to seek help in many ways for someone they know or for themselves, how would they get around that? Are there specific links or websites to go to, or can they just search hashtag International Men's Day and it will signpost them directly to where they need to go, whether it's on X, also known as Twitter? TikTok, of course, has been a big part of this, I've noticed, or through Facebook and other places.
Well, in terms of social media, yes, the hashtag is International Men's Day, but also if you go on our website, there's a whole list of charities, and the website is ukmensday.org.uk, and there's about 40 to 50 charities listed on there covering all sorts of subjects, so there's plenty of information there.
Fantastic. It is very, very important, this, because for me here, this is the gaming show, and typically a lot of people associate gaming as being a very masculine gaming thing, but it's not really the case. I think it's more women play games than men do at this point. But when it comes to the group societies, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to talking about feelings that you may have or issues you may have, it's certainly come forwards a lot in the last 5 years. And I think International Men's Day has been a very integral part of that, because I've seen a number of high-end streamers, very well-known ones on Twitch, YouTube, help raise funds for the charities for this, or talk about it a bit more. And we have sadly lost many content creators and many gamers due to the fact they couldn't speak to anyone. So this particular event, some people may scoff at it, thinking, why does men need this? But this is very important, and everything you discussed as far as pretty much signposted and flashing a sign, this is a day for people to talk about. This is a day for people to, look for help if you need it. And it's not just today; it's anytime. Although today is just the day to signpost it, this is constant 365 days a year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, years ago, there used to be a real kind of social media campaign. Every day is International Men's Day, and that was a big thing, probably up until about 5 years ago. But that has completely disappeared now. Completely disappeared. I mean, it used to be like mocking men, etc., and thinking wasn't serious. But when you start to talk about the actual issues like suicide, for example, or prostate cancer and rough sleepers, number of men in prison, number of boys excluded from schools, all sorts of issues, the kind of people were like, oh, okay, yeah, this isn't an event that we can deride. This is an event that we actually need to get behind. So we've managed to turn it around, but it's been a long haul. but we've got there, and the huge amount of support that there has been for International Men's Day, I know will save some men's lives, because they will reach out to trusted friends and family. They will speak to charities which have all been promoting their helplines, etc. And for some men, they may not do it right now, but they will see that there is help out there, and they may do it next week or the weeks after. So that's the key thing, that, you know, we really, it really makes a difference, not just today, but it will be making a difference for months and months ahead.
Absolutely, because it is a very sad fact when it comes to suicide, as I know from post experience. It's not just the one who has sadly passed away, it's the impact to friends, family, years and years in advance in many cases, because the memories come back when it comes to holidays, when it comes to specific days that are quite important to you and them. It is something very, very important. If we could save just one life or two lives, that is a huge shockwave in terms of society, for that family, for his friends. It's very, very important.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Makes an absolute huge difference. And that's really the ethos behind it. I mean, it just it just gives some focus for people and organisations to think, well, what should we do? One of the things that we have seen, for example, and I've been giving talks last week and also the weeks ahead, is around where organisations have been holding mental health events, or getting someone in to talk about prostate cancer, all of those types of things, where employers have actually got people in to talk to their male employees about these issues, including on construction sites and in factories. You know, sometimes it's always, oh, we'll just get the people in to talk to the guys in the office. Well, that doesn't work. It doesn't reach everybody. So we've seen that real change, and the way that employers, large and small, have really, really got behind this, because no one really cared too much about their male employees 5-10 years ago, but now that's really changed. And again, it's a really positive development.
I mean, it is definitely something I have noticed. You say you've been in this for 14 years. The change must be like night and day, because I'm thinking about 14 years ago, where you were basically told to man up in many cases. It was something you just could not discuss in any way, shape, form. Notice as well when it comes to general, not just social media, but how things are presented in general media. We've had it with TV shows, with radio plays. We've had it with songs as well. I mean, a number of songs we've had in recent years. I mean, one we're going to play very shortly does focus on this, with Tom Walker's Leave a Light On. It is something that has become quite a big thing. Even now, for me, in video games, certainly in the last 5 years, we've seen such a huge impact with how things are presented when it comes to games. It's no longer just, you know, here's a problem, fight through it on your own. They actually show the impacts of what's going on and how you can seek help too, which is great to see. Society is definitely making its steps forward from where it was even 5 years ago, which is so, so good.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, when we first started, it was myself and a colleague called Glenn, who's actually runs it in Australia now, actually. And we were chatting last night about it. When we first set it up, which is 2010, so it's the 14th year, basically there was about 10 organisations that did it, and about 4 of those we were involved in. But the thing is, but it has grown off. Grown up. I mean, what has been interesting is actually some organisations have been doing it every single year. But because of the expansion of social media and also online communities, you spoke about the gaming community. It's so much easier now to sort of transmit messages and campaigns around than it was those years ago. I'm not even sure Twitter was around. I might have been wrong, or it was very much in its pretty.
It was very much in its infancy, because I think it started in 2008, so it was very, very small at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then, as you said, you now got TikTok and Instagram and Twitch and everything else. So that's really helped, because. And also the way that people can put content together. So there's loads of things where you've got, football clubs and others, like I mentioned, rugby clubs, just literally doing a quick video a couple of minutes with, say, the captain or a key player or the manager, or a group, and they can just put it up on social media and then let it fly. I mean, so that wasn't really there. And as I said, you've got communities like yours, which really help as well. So the world's got a lot closer together and a lot smaller, which has really helped, I think, with campaigns like this, but also the ability for people to find where there is help and find out what that help is. So that's really helped too. So technology has really made a great difference to this.
Absolutely, accessibility has definitely come on leaps and bounds. But that's near the end of it for this one. Mark, thank you so much for joining me for this one, because this is, I said, if we'd done this interview 5 years ago, I would not have known anything to do with international mandate, or even today I've learned quite a good amount. So this is very, very important. So just remind any listener who may have just started tuning in or join us on the live, in terms of Seek for Help and all the rest, place to go be ukmensday.org.uk, and that will link you to different charities, different sources of help around around the country, and also as well beyond the country. Or is it just all here in the UK?
We just stick to the UK. I mean, other countries are doing International Men's Day type activities. So other countries are doing their own thing, which is great. So no, it's just the UK, but there's something for everybody. And of course, if it's not you who needs the help, but somebody who does, please do signpost them to that support as well.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, thank you very much indeed. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you, Stuart. Much obliged.
There we are. Now, with that, folks, we're going to be hopping into our next Triple Decker special, brought to you by Mags and Tembi Optics, sponsors of the Sunday Gaming Show. Starting with one track I think is quite appropriate for this particular discussion is Tom Walker's Leave a Light On. Following that, we're going to have a bit of Telephone Lady Gaga and also a bit of Clean Bandit, Mabel, and 24K Golden. Don't be going anywhere. This is Pure West Radio.